look so hot his last couple of months. You know?
Yeah, I know, but he
was an old
throughout
man.
his entire life, man. Believe that.
Not his entire life.
Well, his last few years.
Dean Martin was a drinker?
Yes.
And he was against you up in the American version of James Bond competition, wasn't he?
Yes, Matt Helm
There was
versus...
no competition there. We just, like shook hands and said, you do your best, and I'll take my best shot.
But, but Tupac was original, though. He wrote his own lyrics. Got to say that for him, and he wrote about his mama. Very few people know that he actually had some very sentimental songs. I just heard a lyric of his. Yeah. That's true. He really, no. Even though you're, even as a crack queen, you're still a black queen, and that's mama. That was his mama.
Yes.
Yeah, that was real sentimental. I mean, he also...
Well, Frank Sinatra he rewrote a few lyrics. I remember the Mrs. Robinson, here's to you. Jilly loves you more than I can say.
Yeah. But come on,
I'm glad that Dean Martin didn't write They Got an Awful Lot of Coffee in Brazil.
Come on, Tupac Shakur is not exactly a cuddly kind of guy, and the idea that he's being eulogized by some people, I think is outrageous. I mean, this guy was a real criminal. I don't think that he was a role model in any way in the black community, and that's why a lot of black leaders are actually denouncing him.
You don't think he was a role model in the black community?
Well, but you do have some black
followers in the black community.
But you do You do have some of these few black leaders are praising him. A lot are coming out and saying this isn't the kind of stuff we need our young people to be seeing, and maybe we need to start taking this pretty seriously.
What is the kind of stuff we need to have our young people be seeing?
Well, not shooting, and
right.
He was...
What, perhaps your kitchen, or what?
No, believe me, I'm not a great cook. You don't want to see that. But we don't want to talk about... We talked about abusing women.
I'm a good cook, and I'm a convicted criminal. So.
Well, he talked about abusing women. He talked about violence between the races. I mean, this guy should not be eulogized.
Okay.
Who should be?
Well, there's a lot of good people it should be, but this guy is not one of them.
A lot of living people.
Yeah, I suppose.
Well, a few dead ones, too, that are pretty good.
Let's eulogize your ass, baby.
But what do you admire more?
Peace, Tupac. Gone.
But like, people said that Frank Sinatra, had people taken care of. What do you admire more? A guy who had thugs do his dirty work for him, or like Tupac, a guy who lived it himself?
Well, he was organized, Frank, as opposed to disorganized. There's a... Right.
You're saying this was disorganized crime?
Yeah, well, Tupac was disorganized, and Frank was very organized,
Frank was very well organized.
He still is.
Yes.
Yeah. He still takes care of things, takes care of business.
Well,
but he has a good time. He's had a good time all his life, too. He sang a lot of pretty songs. I mean, lyrics, talk about lyrics. I mean, he sang a lot of good lyrics.
Yes, he did. But I'm just
Tender
saying...
Trap, I love Tender Trap.
Like Tupac, I mean, he would, he taunted his enemies face to face. He didn't have, like, Don Rickles call somebody a hockey puck.
But what is that good? Why is that good?
Because it means you talk the talk, you walk the walk yourself.
Yeah, but what good does that do? What does that bring you to?
Well,
it brings you to a conflict that, look what happened to him, right?
Look, there's also
that's not the way to go.
That hypocrisy is the homage that vice pays to virtue. And there's something to be said for at least getting up there and saying and doing the right thing.
Something about hip-hop?
I don't know anything about hip-hop.